Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm gonna just make this quick video. It's been requested a couple times so far because we are coming into the summer months, and I looked it up out here on YouTube. There's not really too much videos on it. There's one guy that has like a 4-part series filmed on a phone. You know, just could have thought that I could make it into a shorter series or just a single video with a little bit better quality and maybe more attention to detail. So what we're going to be doing is replacing the components for the AC system here on my Miata. So this is the car that I picked up a few months back, just been building it, and I charged the AC because it was all there and it worked for about 2 minutes and my compressor locked up on me. So what we're going to be doing is replacing pretty much all the components that go into an AC system on here. So I ordered all of this on Rock Auto. It was pretty darn cheap. I think it was $111 for the expansion valve, the condenser, and the receiver dryer. The compressor, there's no cheap way around that. I ordered a remanufactured UAC brand because that's the same brand that all this stuff is through AutoZone. So unfortunately I don't have it at the moment. It's coming in a couple days, but I can show you guys how to take the old compressor off, and obviously the installation of the compressor is going to be the opposite of removal, and it's super simple. This is just the more tricky stuff. So let's get right into it. This is receiver dryer. This sits in the grill right in front of the condenser and attaches actually to the condenser just like that. Condenser is only held in with 4 bolts, and this is going to be under the dash. We're going to have to open up the evaporator cord to access this. So first things first, let's do the condenser. There's going to be 4 12mm bolts holding it in. You can access them through the grill here, and then I believe to take it out we may be able to lean the radiator forward. I'll figure that out here in a second. I will show you guys, but for me I have to take off my little tray I made here, and you're going to have some hard lines that attach it. So just for reference to show you guys, you're going to have this is actually upside down. So this is the top of the condenser. You're going to have this one line here that goes to your receiver dryer, so be sure to pop that off, and then you're going to have one down here at the bottom. And once you have those removed and your 4 10 or 12mm bolts, I'm sorry, you can just slide this thing right out. Right in here, this is your receiver dryer, so go ahead and just take an adjustable wrench, or I think this is a 17 or a 19mm wrench, and just pop those lines loose. Make sure you have your system discharged. I did have mine vacuumed out and all the refrigerant removed before I started all this. Make sure that you replace all your O-rings. This one's pretty flat. I didn't have any leaks because I changed the rest in the system when I had the engine out, but these ones are definitely worn out right here. I didn't touch these ones. Yeah, I took the bolt all the way out of the bracket holding the receiver dryer in. You can just open it up a little bit, wiggle it out, and pull it right out the top. So there's the old one. Had to unbolt the front part of this tray too, but now we got clear access to the line, and we can drop the condenser straight out the bottom, which would be even easier. So you're going to want to unbolt this 10mm here because this line is just bolted to the condenser. It's not actually part of it. It goes to the receiver dryer, so you don't have to undo the joint that's right here. Just go ahead and unbolt it right here with this 10. So with both your AC lines disconnected from the condenser, go ahead and just undo the 4 12mm bolts. You got 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and just drop it right out the bottom. Good, that's out. Installation is going to be super simple, just like normal, opposite of removal. So we're just going to shove this new one right back up in there, get it bolted up. We're going to have to reuse our little grommets here, so just wiggle those right off. Need both hands to do that.
condenser's in place now. When you bolt in your receiver dryer, in my case it came with a new O-ring on the top here, but if it doesn't, be sure to replace it. Same with down below. At this fitting down here, make sure you replace that O-ring, because mine on this line is definitely pretty shot. So the ones that you want to use are these HNBR rings. I bought this at O'Reilly's for like 12 bucks. You get all these rings. They're good for fuel, refrigerant, and all that stuff. So make sure you replace them. So to replace the ring though, you just want to slide it right off. So here's the old one. Now we're just going to try and find one to match it up with. So probably, yep, that looks about right. And just slide your new O-ring right back on, just like that, and go ahead and thread it back up. Next up is the new receiver dryer. So it doesn't look like it'll fit through the top very well. So what we're going to do is go through right there again. So I'm going to just remove that 10mm bolt holding the clamp together and just widen it up a little bit. Same way you took it out. Got that all tightened down, so that means we're halfway done already. We got the condenser in, we got the receiver dryer in. All we got to do now is get in here under the dash and pull out the box. Right up here, this big old guy. Give yourself some room, take out your passenger seat, take out your glove box. It's just 2 Phillips head screws right down here on the bottom. And then you're going to want to take out this metal tray, this metal bar, whatever that goes across. And that'll give you plenty of room to drop the box. This is the box that we need to get access to, so we have to take this bar out of the way yet. And then we're going to have a few clips, a few screws, and then this one electrical connector right here to take it out. So just by looking at it, we're going to have the electrical connector there, this clamp thing here. So just like that, just kind of take that off. You're going to have a 10mm nut right up here, some 10mm nuts down here, your drain tube, your condensation tube right here, and probably one more bolt somewhere right on this side. So this is actually 2 connectors, and they have an order to go in. On the furthest one away from you is a green with a black stripe wire, and the closest to you is green with a red stripe wire. So maybe take a picture or just double check this part of the video. But they just pull right off, they're just pin clips. Just wiggle them right off. We got another clamp back here. Really tight fit up there. This is gonna be fun to get back on. So once you got all that stuff loose under there, go ahead, come out here and disconnect these 2 lines, and you should be able to pull it right out of the freaking firewall. The inside clamp is so hard to get to, so even with me who has smaller hands, it's a pain in the butt. So you big-handed dudes, I feel bad for you. Alright, let's get this thing out of here. So to get this thing opened up, all you got is just these clips going all the way around it, and then just disconnect this Phillips head holding this hose on, and it comes right off. And there is styrofoam in there, so just make sure you don't break it. Just be gentle with it. It's old plastic. this here is the piece that we're replacing. This is your expansion valve. So it's just connected here, and then at these two fittings right here. And then you have your little thermometer under this gross tape stuff. So try and open that with a razor blade or something and try and keep it, because it has to be touching the cold pipes. That way it gets its temperatures off of the pipe or whatever. And yeah, I don't know how exactly it works. I just know it gets the temperatures off the pipe. So just be careful with these. It's I think it's copper or something, aluminum. So it's really easy to bend, and you don't want to bend it. I'm going to try and clean this up a little bit. There's a lot of gunk down here, so I'm going to just take a gentle brush like this and just try and clean that out, get some water through there. That looks a little bit better. Hopefully I don't have to replace this. If yours is really corroded, or you can see it's like falling apart, or a lot of these fins are damaged, go ahead and replace it. I probably would replace it, and I might have to, we'll see, but I cleaned it pretty good, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this off now. Same thing as before, except you might want to use like some pliers or something to hold the expansion valve to stop it from moving around and bending on you while you're trying to loosen it. And got the new expansion valve here. Good thing is on this end it does have a new O-ring, and it's really small, so I don't even have this one in my kit, so thankfully this has it. So for this part of it, just undo the screw here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just tape this up. I got some Gorilla tape. Duct tape should work fine, electrical tape or something that can just, you know, tape this shut. All bolted up, all tightened down. New O-ring, already came with a new O-ring. Got my little weird thing here in place. Yeah, that should be good. Once you got all your clips back on, this is all closed up. You got your Phillips head there. You got your sensor put back on there. It's good to go back in the car. So I got it all bolted back up now. I just gotta put the drain tube on. That triangle side, the left side clamp, definitely easier if you slide it over the box and then put the box up. And then this one's just, you gotta fiddle with it a little bit. It's kind of weird. And I got this bar bolted up, so I'm gonna hook up the water tube quick. Make sure you clean it out if it's dirty. And then glove box, and we're done. So with the inside stuff all done, the condenser done, the receiver dryer done, all that's left is the AC compressor, which is the easiest part on these cars. So you can go from the top, or you can take your under tray off on the bottom. All you gotta do is move your air box out of the way, and then just go down, disconnect the two lines off your compressor, and then unbolt the 4 bolts that hold it to the block bracket, and then slap the new one in. Make sure you oil the new one if it's not pre-oiled, and then just bolt it all back up, put the air box back in, and then go ahead, vacuum it, and then charge it. So I wasn't going to show you guys how to actually get the compressor out, but I decided while I'm here, since I got mine on hand finally, it's been a few days now since those clips, I'll show you quick. So to get the air box out, you got a Phillips head here that attaches the ducting, the tubing to the air box. The air box is held in by 2 12s, one here, and undo this piece. And then to loosen the tension on your belt, all you got to do is loosen this 14 mil here. I just unbolt it right here, so that goes right there. And then undo the 12 mil here, loosen the 12 mil there to, this is the tensioner itself. And then inside here, you're gonna have a 14 mil, and that will break free the power steering pump, and you just gotta lean down on it, and then you can slip the belt right off, just like that. And there is your serpentine belt, AC belt, or whatever. And now all you gotta do is disconnect your lines, which is a 12 mil on the top, 12 mil on the front, and you got 4 12 mil bolts that hold the compressor on. So I moved my power steering pump to get a better shot at this, so I could actually get it out. To do that, you have to take this long through bolt out right here that holds it in place. So I had to loosen my header. You may not have to, but in my case I did. I just loosened all the nuts on it and pulled it forward a little bit, and I was able to wiggle the bolt out. So now I can get this other line off and the 4 bolts holding it at the bracket. So it's kind of hard to see, but new compressor's on, it's all tightened down, got the fittings on, so I'm just working on putting this all back together now. Be sure to, again, change your O-rings, especially if they're original like half of mine were. If you found this video useful, please let me know in the comments below and give it a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, hopefully you've considered subscribing, and hopefully you guys can get your AC working and stay cool this summer. Do what you love, figure out the rest, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.